How about a stroll in the garden this morning? Look at how massive these squash plants have gotten in here. I mean, I planted them semi-close together. I gave them space, but I did not realize how great they would do in this new raised bed. This is a scallop squash. Look at that leaf. It is giant. We have lots of new baby squash coming on. Look, there's baby scallop squash, some baby zucchini, baby lemon squash, baby straight neck squash, and we even have a teenager straight neck squash. This is tromboncino that's starting to climb up the trellis. I think I'm gonna have to come out here and prune some of these. Let's see, what other female flowers do we have? Baby cucumbers, baby cherry tomatoes. Got some coming on there too. The loofah gourds are climbing and looking great. And look, we even have an itsy bitsy baby loofah. Oh, we have some slicing tomatoes coming up. We have lots of raspberries coming on. I have a lot of carrots that are getting ready to pull out. Look, could it be? Oh, it is. That one's been nibbled on by something. That one's almost ready. I need to come in and cut back the catmint again. We have a ton of strawberries under here. The raspberries are kind of taking over. I may have to move all of my strawberries and just let this be raspberries only. My sage came back and did amazing. And then my parsley lasted all winter and then it started to bolt. So I'm just gonna let it go to seed and reseed itself. Lots of herbs growing. Strawberries over here are trying to take over the yard. So many blackberries. Look at all the blackberries coming on. This bush is just loaded down with them. This bush has huge blackberries on it. I missed the one the other day. It was as big as my thumb, I kid you not. But I missed it and a bird got it. We're starting a new trellis of blackberries in the front yard. I want it to be like a big fence just full of blackberries. They're thornless, of course. Just look at that. Those are huge blackberries. I hope to catch some ripe before the birds get them. The elderberries are starting to bloom. I plan to harvest some of the flowers this year to make teas with. Over here, the sage is blooming and looking amazing. And our lavender is blooming, although it's getting all shaded out by these raspberries. I think I may come and chop this raspberry out and give it some space. I would dig that up and move it, but I'm afraid it'll shock. These tomatoes are getting to where they need to be tied up. Sunflowers getting big. The grape trellis is massive and crazy again this year. I need to come out and trim this up. We have baby grapes over here. Well, I need to come and trim anything that doesn't have grapes on it to give it airflow. It'll look amazing for the garden party though, so I think I'm gonna leave it till after Friday. My perennial elephant garlic, I just let it go. I was gonna harvest the scapes and do something with it. I was gonna make some garlic salt, but time, life, decided to just let them bloom and be pretty for the garden party. The strawberries over here are really starting to take over and spread. These are the ones we started from seed. Put some blueberry bushes over here. Harvested broccoli off of all 4 of our broccoli plants. We have some cabbage. It's looking like it's getting close. It's my variegated rose that I use to make my rose jelly with. So I pulled a lot of the flowers off the other day to make rose petal jelly. They are just the most pretty variegated rose. I propagated some of this to plant on the other side. It's got really good root system. I'm fixing to pot it up into some soil so I can plant it. All of our green bean plants are, putting on blossoms and ready. There's a ton of carrots in every bed because I put all of my old carrot seed into a old salt shaker, and I came out here and just chaos sowed a ton of carrot seed. And wouldn't you know it, it's probably going to be the best carrot harvest we've ever had. I have just carrots interspersed in everything. There's onions and garlic interspersed everywhere, and it's okay. It's hard for the weeds to grow whenever there's so much other stuff going on. And the carrots will be coming out very soon. There's tomatoes in there that need to get trellis, but the rest of the stuff is kind of helping support it right now, and then that's been cool. And we've got this volunteer sunflower right here. I just left it and let it grow. Our kale has bolted and I'm letting it go to seed. You can eat these just like broccoli. We've been eating those, but now it's really gone to flower, putting on its seed pods. So I'm just gonna let it dry out and do its thing. Potatoes, I can't remember. I planted these back. This was the first thing I planted in the garden other than the garlic. The noodle beans are starting to fill out the trellis. We have more noodle beans over here, and yes, a massive amount of carrots. There's some Swiss chard and an artichoke in there. I've also got artichokes kind of just plugged in different places. These onions were getting severely shaded out by the kale that I had there. It had gotten so massive and it was getting ready to bolt. I didn't need it to bolt, so I went ahead and pulled it out and gave it to the chickens to give these onions a little bit of sunshine. Lots of herbs in these buckets, lots of holy basil. We have ginger here, some volunteer tomatoes and some basil, some carrots. Chamomile is doing really great. I have 3 plants that are putting off blossoms right now. I need to come harvest that. This thyme is doing really great. This is spearmint. It's looking great. Last year we planted these wild mock berries, the mock strawberries, to do like a ground cover to keep the weeds down, and it has worked phenomenal, man. They took off this spring. There's another one of my chamomile plants, and then we have lemon mint in there with it. I have my green stalk is full of basils and more of our herb pots over here. I have garlic chives here, bunching onions, and then common chives. In the front bed out here, we finally got some seeds put in this Saturday. All of this right here is all purple hull peas, and we did purple hull peas along the front. These are cucumber, I think. These are the watermelons. So the cucumbers are already up. This is our first set of blackberry bushes that'll be right here along the front of the property. I'm just going to do a big long trellis full of blackberries. I bought these locally from a gardener. Like some cantaloupe is growing. A lot of the peas have sprouted up. You see little greens poking out of the holes. My sister gave me these giant pumpkin plants. These have been in the ground for a few weeks now, and it looks like they're starting to take off. Thanks for stopping by the homestead and taking a stroll through the garden with me. I always love it when you come by. I love sharing my garden with you. I'll see you the next time you stop by.